Welcome back, witnesses. Today we go deeper into the record, to a time when a single name shook the greatest empire in history, a name that meant victory. Rome conquered kingdoms, crushed rebellions, and ruled most of the known world. But in the damp forests of Britain, they met a force they could not break. Her name was Boudica, Queen of the Iceni, and Rome would learn to fear her red hair and her iron will. The Iceni were not just warriors, they were a prosperous people. They traded in gold and salt, ruling their corner of Britain with a sophisticated grace. When King Prasutagus died, he thought he was clever. He willed his kingdom to his daughters and the emperor, hoping a shared legacy would ensure protection. But Rome did not share, they consumed. Roman procurator Catuus Decianus saw an opportunity, not a partnership. He treated the Iceni like a conquered foe. When Boudica protested, they didn't just silence her, they whipped her in public and attacked her young daughters. It was a calculated act of humiliation. They thought they had broken the spirit of the Iceni, but they had only forged a weapon. Every strike of the whip was a receipt Boudica intended to collect. In the shadows of the forest, the queen rose, not with tears, but with a plan. She sent the secret word to the Trinovantes and every tribe who had suffered under the eagle. "I am not here as a queen of noble blood," she told them. "I am here as a mother whose daughter's innocence has been stolen. If you cannot live as free men, then let us die as free warriors." 100,000 warriors answered her call, a sea of blue paint and iron spears moving with the fury of a winter storm. The first target was the capital, Camulodunum, a city built on the ruins of Celtic pride. The 9th Legion marched to save it, but they were cut to pieces. The city became a funeral pyre. Boudica showed the same mercy Rome had shown her children. None. The record of their capital was erased in blood and ash. Next came Verulamium. The Romans were paralyzed. Their governor was miles away, fighting druids in the west. Boudica was a phantom they couldn't catch. Londinium was the commercial heart of the province. Rome abandoned it to the flames. The smoke from London could be seen for 50 miles. The empire was bleeding. For a few weeks, Britain was no longer a Roman province. It was Boudica's kingdom once more. But Governor Suetonius Paulinus was returning. The Romans chose their ground carefully. Watling Street. A narrow pass where their numbers didn't matter, but their discipline did. 10,000 Romans against 200,000 Celts. Boudica rode before her troops, her red hair like a banner of war. She didn't know that the Romans had turned the terrain into a trap. The Roman javelins flew, then the wedge. The Celtic horde, trapped by their own supply wagons, had nowhere to run. The battle turned into a slaughter. Rather than be led in a Roman triumph in chains, Boudica drank poison. Her rebellion ended in a quiet, lonely forest. But the shadow she cast stayed. Rome kept Britain for another 350 years, but they never again underestimated the tribes. Boudica became the ghost that haunted their rule. She is proof that even the mightiest empire can be shaken by the resolve of a single mother. History remembers the victors. It writes their names in stone. But the real story? It belongs to the ones who refuse to bow. And that's why we ask, what about the others? I'm your host, and this was another record made together. History, receipts, no cap. See you in the next episode.